Good morning, Horizon. Today begins our Lent video devotion series. As you know, I've invited some folks from the church to help me with this. We're going to be walking together from Luke 9 to 19, and each of us will take a different story, a different parable, a different teaching of Jesus in this section. But why is this section significant? Well, we know that Luke set up his entire gospel to tell in the first 8 chapters about the flourishing ministry of Jesus. The kingdom of God coming, healing, ministry, deliverance, people coming alive in faith, right? Large crowds. But in Luke 9, we read, Jesus resolutely turns towards Jerusalem. This was not a blind turning. Jesus knew exactly what was going to happen to him there. We know this because in Luke 9, he already, says this to his disciples. The Son of Man must suffer many things and be rejected by the elders, the chief priests, and the teachers of the law, and he must be killed, and on the third day be raised to life. Now, this is what seems like an explicit warning, but we know that the disciples do not get it. They don't understand what he's talking about. They can't in their mind. Remember, we've talked about confirmation bias, right? The way that we seek information that validates what we already believe. They think of Jesus in a very specific way. He is the Messiah, the King, coming into his own, the power, right? The nation's going to turn back to God. We're going to come back into prosperity. That's so solid that even when Jesus says this, they can't hear it. We know this because just a few verses later, Jesus says again, listen carefully to what I'm about to tell you. This is verse 44. The Son of Man is going to be delivered into the hands of men. But they did not understand what this meant. It was hidden from them, so that they did not grasp it, and they were afraid to ask him about it. Now we're at verse 51. Here's the pivot point in the whole Gospel of Luke. As the time approached for him to be taken to heaven, Jesus resolutely set out for Jerusalem. Okay, I want you to understand something. Jesus was a real man who lived at a real time and place. He had brothers and sisters. He had a mother. He had disciples. He walked, he talked, he slept, he ate, he rested, right? He had dreams. He had feelings. He had thoughts. Same as you and I. Jesus had a deep sense of who he was and what he was called to. He knew why he was sent. And so in this section, he understands that after 3 years of ministry, he must go to Jerusalem. This is his intention. This is his will at work. This is his choice. Did he have to work through feelings? Probably so. But deep in his will, I want you to see that Jesus chooses, and he chooses to turn away from one way of ministering to a completely different way of ministering. This way of ministering will include suffering. It will include being beaten, spit upon, rejected, humiliated, and hung on a cross. This is not a surprise to Jesus. He chooses it. But he also knows that through this death will come a new, beautiful way of relating to God, where people can know the love and forgiveness and life given by the Spirit in a whole new way. New creation comes through Jesus. With this in mind, Jesus turns resolutely towards Jerusalem, knowing that his enemies will try to kill him there, will succeed, but Jesus sees through his death to something greater. I guess my encouragement to you is this. Every story that's told from this point forward in this video devotional series, know that Jesus knows where he's going. Every word of his mouth and every action is intentional, building towards this moment of climax in the story. His passion, his death, his resurrection. And he does so for you and for me. So let your heart really be guided towards seeing what Easter's all about. We walk with Jesus on the road to Jerusalem, and let us let expectation build as to what will happen there and how it's for our good, for our benefit. Grace and peace to you.